everyone, this is Crit Eating Grin. We're here again for the next part of our Curse of Strahd free play. We're sitting here kind of just having a good time playing and bringing it to you guys on the interwebs via the YouTubes. Last we left off, our intrepid adventurers ventured into the fog and got mind fucked by the fog. After being sent here, encountering a few images of horror and death, an undead messenger with a message, and then venturing into the town of Barovia, in which they chose to dash in to help a male and female figure on top of a wagon in the center of town. So I'm going to go ahead and make the map change and get right into it. Why wait, right? Let's see if I can do this.
Hungry, why wait?
Alright, hopefully you guys can see this little makeshift map. Let's put some music on. Let's roll some initiatives. And for those of you following and watching, we did level them up before we started this episode, as they earned enough to get to the second of levels.
Actually, I'm not close enough.
Is initiative a disadvantage?
The initiative does not have a disadvantage.
Are we starting initiative when we all get together, or are we separated still?
I would say at this point that you would be not far behind. Okay. So yeah, towing the dead body in hand.
I will give Celeste advantage on initiative.
Nice.
You said not disadvantage.
That is correct.
I'm sure what I just rolled was. Never better. Ow.
Okay, so I'll start
Any
with
funny bone?
Niley.
I got a 1.
Solid.
Good start, good start.
Yeah, I don't have dex.
Let's go with Fialova.
11.
Rhodes.
15.
And Celeste.
19.
Yeah.
I never roll above like 4.
First and last.
Miley saw those two little girls and she's like, who the fuck is you?
Should I think to get home? It's dark outside.
I'm going to close off the initiative tracker for you guys.
Anytime I see kids or
Mouse Wiggler.
have kids in scary places, I don't trust it at all. I'm like, nope.
Oh, sorry.
Nope. Those are possessed children. That's children of the corn. Nope. Mm-mm.
What?
I'm going to switch our...
How do I turn it off?
There should be an X in the top corner.
No, this is
No?
roll 20.
That's stupid.
Pretty sure
Okay,
you have
block
control
fine.
of that.
Leave it over there off the side. That's fine too, so people can see. Bring it down a little bit on the volume. Not too much. I want to keep things right. So, rushing in with Celeste. Celeste is first on the initiative order. Your sister would rush up next in. Kind of how the miniatures are on the table is what we're going to go with. Celeste, you're up as these undead creatures are clawing to get at the two individuals on top of the wagon.
I had stated at the end of last episode, bow out.
The bow is out. You've knocked. You fired. You missed.
Okay.
But you can go. You did. You rolled and you missed.
No, I didn't roll.
You literally did. I can review the footage and you missed. But you can go ahead. That was a surprise. Go ahead and do your turn.
Maybe.
Mrs. I can't remember, but I remember everything.
Shut up. 21.
21 will hit a target. If you would choose one, that'd be great.
There's one right there that you can see. It's like on this side. Yeah. Yeah. Do that one. I hit a girl on the end.
That one.
Yeah.
Yep, let's do it.
8. Of course, I rolled a 1, so 3 for damage.
3 points of wow damage.
And I want to move. I think that's me. 10, 15, 20. Like, right around on the corner of that house.
Okay, somebody move the miniature.
Me.
One of you kind peoples.
This you?
Other one?
The one without the thing
The
underneath it.
unpainted,
Yeah.
stand-in.
The ghost.
Okay, so you make your movement.
30, I won't be able to get to him.
These undead zombies or creatures are going to go next, and the one that you sunk an arrow in or damaged with an arrow is going to watch you run, and it is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, sloth, rot about there.
That's stupid.
And as it does, it is going to throw its undead arms at you to slam into you. It hopes. Oh, probably not. It only has a whopping 9 to attack.
No.
Okay, so it misses. That will end its turn, as the other ones are going to attempt to attack those on the cart. They are going to slam into the male figure who is trying to fend off everything. And they are going to deal some damage to him. And the female figure who he is trying to protect is going to begin to get pulled off as the creature reaches up and kind of grabs onto her dress and begins to pull her. So she actually is going to fall prone onto the ground. I will move her token. You can put the miniature right next to her.
The woman.
She does not look in a good way.
So she's on the backside.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get the damage reduced to our male hero. Okay, and then next on the initiative is going to be the damsel in that dress who got pulled off by said dress. And she is going to
She's definitely lifting up her skirt.
picking herself off the ground, standing up. She's going to attempt to climb back up, and she will do so as that creature is clawing and trying to get at her to pull her back down. But she will get back up on the wagon.
Good for her.
Get back up there's the
Get
hardest
on the
part.
wagon.
Yep. So, next will be Rhodes, as you finally arrive with this corpse in hand, dragging it all the way from its position. Like a small child, like limp child, just dragging it through the mall. Aww.
We hear horrified screams.
Okay. I now see that undead are attacking.
Yes, they are dressed similar to the one that you have drug with you.
Yes, and I now see the error of my ways.
Oh, ew, gross.
And I will. I'm not sure if it would be an action. I'm just gonna kind of toss him in front of us.
Okay.
Maybe try to throw him like 5 feet or 10 feet
Sure.
in front.
Let me just copy this
burning all these
token here. Let's paste that token and make that the
You brought it
corpse.
with you!
So that's the corpse as it's tossed
Trying
up.
to get level 3.
As Niley, you will see this thing slop
Mr. Niley
up
will
there.
scream, you brought it with you!
I thought it was helping.
What? Not helping!
I'm giving you an A for effort.
No A's, no effort.
Is there
No.
anything in these two houses?
I don't know.
And then
I was
if
gonna take the
I
roofs off so I could see, but
sorry,
Oh, you can take the roofs off to see. As you break our immersion with roofless.
no, just these two.
She wants to take it off so she can see, maybe.
No.
No, it doesn't help too much.
do I still have a move action? And
Yes, you do. You have your full turn.
okay, cool. I'll go my full movement. Or actually, I'm in heavy armor. Do I have reduced movement?
It doesn't slow you down.
Okay.
The
make
full
you
one,
louder.
it'll just make you less stealthy.
Okay, cool.
The louder.
Loud
The
and
body behind.
Yes. And I will use Channel Divinity to turn undead.
And what does that
in a
do?
30-foot radius? Let's see. Turn undead as an action. You present your holy symbol and speak a prayer centering the undead. Each undead that you can see or hear within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. DC 13.
Oh, wow. I have 17, 18, and 15.
Oh,
so
wow.
they do not get turned. They are very persistent.
Okay.
They're just freshly dead.
And
Not
Rhodes
quite.
Let's say, fuck.
You contribute that to a slight disconnect, maybe?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Here I come.
Fialova.
Actually, sorry, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
What's the distance? I will turn, and as a bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on Miley.
What
Nice.
does that do?
You have +2 to your AC.
Oh, cool. Nice. It might be a little hard to hit now.
For 10 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Okay, Fialova.
Your guys' AC is better than mine.
I am finna
Ooh.
see what the heck is up. Okay, I'm going to. I don't know which one is me.
That one.
White one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the shielded one.
That's what I figured.
Shut up.
Uh-huh.
Device that screams at me.
That's a bad
You will
guy,
hear as you're all moving in. Over here, help! Is what you'll hear from the man on top of the cart.
We're on our way, man.
Where'd you move to?
Indubitably. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm just counting. I'm gonna cast guiding bolt on the person threatening
Celeste.
Celeste.
Yep.
And that is a plus. Is it at disadvantage for this as well for exhaustion or
No.
to attack? Okay.
Nope. That's skill checks and saves.
So that's a 22 to hit.
Oh, absolutely. True and square.
4d6, is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, cantrip, I see you. 8, 9, 12 points of damage.
Okay, that bolt is going to go through, taking half of his side. So he's got like from like his sternum to the right half, just still alive, but badly hurt. And the next target, I think, gets a
Yes.
advantage.
Yep. Until the end of my next turn.
Correct.
So he has advantage to hit. Or you have advantage to hit that guy.
Okay.
I will be.
I will
Tempting to.
I will move up a bit. I'll just move up to here.
Where'd you go? Oh, back here.
Yeah, just a couple of steps up here. And that's
I
it.
get to
Okay.
1, 2.
That'll bring up our male figure as he is going to take a one-handed strike. Actually, two of them. He'll multi-attack with his one hand on his longsword. He will strike this undead creature or zombie trying to get the lass he's trying to protect. He will hit her both and he will deal quite a bit of damage, but the creature is still up. And then he will kind of like, after he's struck, he will kind of like try to get her, like he takes her hand and pulls her. He says, "Behind me." And she gets kind of like back to back with him, kind of teetering on there. And she's like, "There's one over here." As she's looking down at it, and he's like, trying to get up at the lady. That will end his turn as it is Niley's turn.
Cool. Go ahead and move me up within melee of the one guy attacking Celeste. I can, yeah.
Here?
Yeah, literally, that's all I can get. Am I within 5 feet? It's hard to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're engaged
Okay.
with it.
Cool, and then I'm gonna try to hit him with my greatsword, and I have advantage, right? That's a nat 20. So 24 to hit.
It does.
Damage him.
5, 8. Do you want me to roll twice or just? Roll
I like to do double damage, like roll twice for the damage
Okay.
myself.
8 plus 12 plus. Hold on. Doing math. So 12.
That's hard.
18. 20 points of damage.
How would you like him to die?
I just want to like half of his side is gone. I just want to like take him out, like kind of at the waist, just like full
Sever
clean
it.
chop.
Yeah, and he'll kind of half will fall one way, legs the other.
Yeah, that's all I can do. I moved and I hit.
And how much damage was that?
20
Okay.
damage.
Yep.
Altogether.
That'll end the first round of combat as we come to the top of the second round with
I'll knock that
Celeste.
one over.
I'm going to take a shot with my bow at the one on the other end of the cart.
Yep, got
there.
it. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I got a nat 20 also.
Nice. We got all of our negative rolls out of here already.
With how many nat ones we've rolled, I think we deserve
real.
that.
I changed dice, so.
Oh.
4, 1, 5 plus 2, 7. Oh, I meant to do a 100's mark. Forgot. Anyway, 7.
7 points?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay. Let's see. So
I'm playing a rogue and you keep forgetting sneak attack.
technically, they would have kind of swapped places. The miniatures on top of the wagon, so I'm gonna move them around because he basically took her and swung and took her
Swap
place
the
and made
miniature.
the striking attacks. The undead creatures are going to go next.
Oh, it's heavy.
The one that is
Oh, that's how it was.
Well,
the
they
one that is
swapped.
going to
Oh.
attack the lady, and is going to completely miss. The other one is going to go towards the male on the top card and actually gets him. He's going to take some more damage as he's trying to shake his undead hand from his boot. He's still looking viable. She is going to give a quick stomp at the creature trying to reach up, and she's going to not make connection. Like, she kind of ruffles him a little bit, but not enough to do damage. And it's going to be Rose's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna squeeze through here. Gonna kind of try to go here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And target this one with a sacred flame.
He kind of looks off to you. He's like looking up, and you come around. He's like, ugh.
Brains.
Male noises.
So
Brains.
range spell attack.
Brains.
This is Bran. I need my Wheaties.
Doctor
Good
says
gut
I need
health.
more fiber. More fiber.
These are gross.
I like these.
Is this a range spell attack, or is it just a save on his part?
What are we
Sacred
using?
Flame?
Sacred Flame.
It's a save, so it would be a, I believe, dex
Dex.
save.
Yep.
Looking at 13 is the DC.
Where is?
It'd be the top of your
Mine's
spell
13,
list.
but-
Should be like a spell save DC at the top of the spell list.
13 is the DC.
Okay, he rolls a 16, so you throw up the sacred flame, and he's able to avoid it.
Barbs.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
All right, that brings us to Fialova.
Okay. I will look and see. I am going to I'm also going to channel divinity, turn undead.
Yes.
So that is a same for me as the DC 13 wisdom.
Well, that one's dead. Okay, so this one right here is going to fail. This one here is going to pass.
One in front of the cart failed.
Yeah, this one over here fails.
Okay.
So he is affected. The other one passes.
Okay, so creature fails to saving throw, it's turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
It has to move away from you for his action, essentially, or his turn.
Mhm.
Yep.
Cannot willingly move into a space within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
Do you have a little, do we need a
There
put
is a
effect?
marker. There should be an effect marker down there you can put onto him.
Which one am I putting? Fear?
Turned for
Turn?
fear.
Turn down for sorry.
Turn down for Whatever you want.
Deaf and charmed.
There might be a channel divinity.
Concentrating. No. Incapacitated. Petrified? No. Enlarged. Physical. Stunned. Grappled. Unconscious. Hastened.
Oh, I didn't realize it was short rest. Okay.
There's not one. You just take one and roll with it.
We'll just pretend.
Okay, it says no action, no... Oh, wait, never mind. Turn did one action. Okay, gotcha.
Oh. But next.
She's so cute. It's pink.
Did you find one or just use one?
I used Hex.
Oh, sure. We'll go with that.
Which is
Hex.
kind of like...
It's
We're just playing a game,
Chose
people.
the best one.
We're just improvising. I like it.
And that'll be it, because I think we're all okay, right? So far? We're all right? Okay.
Haven't been hit yet.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it. I'll just chill out right here.
Okay. So as you end your turn, that one creature is beginning to look frightened or feared of you. Is going to start to, like, the momentum, like he's going to start doing his thing. That is when the male on top of the card takes his longsword one-handed and chops down, cleaving into like the neck area. And there's this black ichor that begins to pour. He pulls the sword back and then hits him again. This time it drops the creature.
This guy?
Yep, on the backside. Yep, one it's not turned out. That'll bring us to Niley.
5, 10. I can get to this creature. Yeah, so he moved me towards that creature. I'm going to try to hit it. That's a 19 to hit.
It does.
No, 18. I really can't
Still
count.
hits.
Okay. So, 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Alright, that'll bring us to end of round 2, top of round 3, as it is Celeste going first.
How does this creature look?
He's
Dead.
Yep, he's looking pretty rough.
Re-dead.
Almost double dead.
And the
And
one on the
he's
back.
looking like he's gonna run.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take another shot and fire. 19.
Hits.
Ooh. 7 and 2.
9.
9 points.
Okay. The arrow is, as he's going to turn around and start his next top of his round, you're going to put the arrow right in the back of his skull. There's right into it. Rotted eye kind of right out of the socket there. He slumps forward over the cargo.
How's the one behind us look? Is he still like dead?
Like the one that was tossed onto the pathway.
The one that got drugged
it's
into
dead.
town?
It's dead.
What about the one that I
Some
cleaned
road
in
rash.
half?
The one was crazy.
I
Banana
couldn't
peel.
go.
Yeah, it's dead as well. And then this one is also dead. So they have all died. No undead fortitude for these guys. No resurrecting
Sorry.
zombie shenanigans.
I'm still gonna burn them.
Great.
We should.
We're gonna burn them all.
Alright, that'll end the combat.
Yay.
I will...
The male, as you guys have kind of do your thing, he's going to like hop down, easy enough, and he reaches up to help the lady down. Continue on with what you were going to do.
I'll approach the man, because I feel like he seemed like he took some hits, right?
Yeah, he had a couple hits.
Sir, do you need a hand? Do you feel okay?
I feel fine, but I'm always willing to take a hand, is what he says with a flirtatious smile.
I'll step up behind her.
This guy.
Just directly behind her. Disapproving, like, mom glare at him.
Gotcha.
Rhodes is like,
I'll give him a coy grin, like, not really my type, but if we get to a point where you need a little bit of a little boost, I'll keep that in mind, sir.
The lady's going to say, "Thank you, Ismark," and she's going to start moving towards the east. And he says, "Don't mention it."
Ismark.
Ismark, yes, that is my name. Ismark, and he kind of looks down at the ground. He says, "People around here refer to me as Ismark the Lesser.
Izzy, the lesser.
But you can only call me Ismark, please." That's what he says.
Izzy,
Why do they call you the lesser?
I live under a big shadow of my father. That's what he'll say. Come, you've all done a great service. Let me buy you a drink at the tavern. That's what he'll say.
I'm rolling an insight check.
Yeah. Is that disadvantage still?
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Can't get worse than that.
Still.
Oh, it did get worse than that.
12. No.
An 8.
No, I actually have it's a 14.
He's genuine. He's not trying to like do anything other than he seems very charismatic.
As we walk, I'll kind of give him like the 5th degree or whatever. Like, is this normal? Is this standard things that happen here?
Oh, this is something that happens a little too often,
we're
is what
new
he
to town.
says.
You think it's pretty obvious that we aren't accustomed to the vapors of this realm?
You are travelers from afar, as he says, looking at each one of you. I've seen your type here many times before.
I
And
clutch
he
my
begins to move
amulet.
in the eastern direction where the lady did.
I'll follow.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to follow, but I definitely want to like. Were those people, or I guess if that's what you can even call them? Are they citizens of this city?
Citizens of Barovia, yes.
Did you take that long pause? Or is that you just remember?
I was just trying to clarify.
Okay.
That was me.
Um,
I just wanted to make sure he
Stop
wasn't like
trying to read
dramatic
me.
pausing.
No.
And do you have any idea if they were deceased long before they?
Yes, these are creatures or people that were dead that the Dark Lord has brought back, is what he'll say.
The Dark Lord?
Dark Lord, question mark, question mark, question mark, dot,
Yes.
dot, dot, etc.
Yes. The Count is what he'll say.
Count. Does the Count have a name other than the Dark Lord and Count?
Strahd is what he'll say.
King of Barovia.
That would be correct. And he points in a direction in which, if you follow with your eyes, you can see in the distance a kind of a high mountain, and on top of this mountain is the silhouette of this castle, this large castle, that is thematically illuminated by a crack of lightning behind it.
Oh yes.
I think he plans
Convenient.
that,
Does he know we're looking at this very second?
or he has binoculars.
Somebody's looking.
Some people claim that he is the land that we are. Never the mind. That's what I'll say. He's going to lead you, if you're continuing to follow, to a tavern that is called Blood of the Vine Tavern. It's a single, or sorry,
Blood of the Vine?
correct. And one thing you guys will all notice is there is a single shaft of light that thrusts illumination into the main square where this place is. Its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog that you guys have, or the fog or heavy fog you've dealt with. And above the gaping doorway, you now read a sign hanging there precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
So the blood
Where's
on
the light out? Sorry.
It's beaming onto kind of the doorway or the main square where this place is at.
Ismark.
That is I. That's what he says.
I'm loving this light. It's really a break, but what does
Don't
it
get
mean?
used to it, is what he'll say. It
What
only
does it
happens
mean?
occasionally. It just happens occasionally, is what he'll say. As in the distance, you can hear more. Come quickly. Let's go inside, is what he
Yeah,
says.
I'm making haste when I hear that. Like, oh, yeah, anywhere but there.
How much time do we have while you guys were out there? Was it just like a minute?
What do you mean?
The interaction and the...
Probably a minute or two between dealing with it and then kind of getting to the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Do you know a man named Stanimir?
The name is familiar. He's probably one of the Vistani that roam around here. Strahd's minions. Servants is what we'll say.
Vistani?
Correct. He moves towards a table. Looks like he's familiar with it. He has a seat. You will see the young lady as she is kind of putting on her apron, the one that he had rescued, and she's going to immediately just kind of serve him up something to drink as if she knows and kind of payment for helping.
Rhodes will describe how we came upon the traveler's camp and the ritual with the fire, and we woke up here.
Story is very familiar to several other people that have traveled to these parts, is what I'll say. Seems as if the Count wants something with you, whether it's for amusement or purpose, I do not know, is what I'll say.
Maybe we should have lit their wagon on fire.
I'll get out the letter and say, the evil affliction spoken of in this letter from Kolyon Indrovich.
That is my father, is what I'll say.
So, who's Ireena?
That is my half-sister, is what he says. Kind of like, it's like, what are you doing this? And he's never seen this before kind of reactions.
Yeah.
So are you not afflicted yourself?
Not that I'm aware of, as he drinks a pretty big drink of his ale, or drink.
Has your half-sister already succumbed, or is she still alive?
She's down at my father's mansion. That's what he'll say, and he points in the direction of where it's at.
Your father's mansion.
Yes, my father's the burgermeister, or the mayor of the town, is what he says.
Oh.
Sounds like there's some family drama to be covered here.
Are there any other patrons?
There are. I'm glad you asked that. There are 3 people that are sitting at a table not too far from where you are. A human female. Actually, 3 human females. My apologies. They're all 3 females. Just wanted to clarify. And the table that they're sitting at is close to the front door, probably 10, 15 feet away from where Ismark has plopped himself down. If you're looking to talk with her, she's at the mansion, but my father you will be unable to speak with, is what he'll say. It's a weary-looking mansion just down that pathway, and he points out the door, like straight down, heading into a southern direction, if you were looking at it like a top view map. But I'd be careful, the undead are crazy at this particular moment, is what he'll say.
What time of day would you call this?
It's midday.
You said they're crazy at the moment. Does that imply that they're normally less hostile?
A day or so ago, there was some strange things taking place up on the hill at the old church in the northern direction of the city. Strange screams and howls of monstrous God knows what, or gods know what, is what he says. Ever since then, creatures have been kind of undead creatures have been meandering about the city.
It died.
We have unsharpened pencils.
All of them are unsharpened.
Do the 3 human females that are at the tavern seem to have any kind of do they look like they belong, or are they also transplanted?
So when
like
you
us?
look at them, they're having conversations, the 3 of them. There is a book in which sits between all 3 of them. It looks like a large ledger book or something. They are dressed similar attire and it's like a mixture between the commoners you've seen so far in the village of Barovia. Thank you, brain. And then there are also some flashy colors that you would have seen off what you now know as the Vistani people that you encountered.
Oh, so they have like they may have bought from them or could be
Potentially,
part of
yeah.
them.
Absolutely.
I'd like to perk an ear towards that direction to see if I can't pick up any kind of conversation they might be having.
Sure.
Would that be you? Would be a
Oh, you'll definitely need to make a
perception.
perception check because they're not like whispering secretly, but they're definitely keeping their conversation at the table.
Okay, my passive is 15. Ugh. Natural 1.
I would say your passive may pick up a few things as if they're discussing business,
Okay.
and the ledger makes sense, but you don't really get it any more than what that is from their conversation.
I might bring up to Ismark. Do you recognize those three at the table?
Those are the tavern owners, is what he'll say. He'll point them out because he knows or have heard of them. He'll say the one on the left is Alinka, the one in the middle is Mirabelle, and then the one on the far right is Sorvia.
Sorry, middle and right names.
Mirabelle is the middle. Right is Sorvia. Sorvia, sorry, not Sorvina. Sorvia, Sorvia.
They're wearing. I'm trying to be quiet. I don't want them necessarily to hear me. They're wearing things that make me think that they could be affiliated with those people that banished us here, or whatever happened.
You mean the clothing that they wear?
Yeah, the accents they had, they seem to be that Distani.
Well, the Vistani, they're wanderers or travelers. They may have purchased some of the clothing from them, perhaps, is what he'll say.
Do they come and go from this realm often?
They kind of come and go as they please, is what he says as he finishes his drink.
The Vistani told us that they seek to cure their king of a curse. Is that genuine, or?
I would take nothing I hear from them as genuine, is what he says. His body language is giving off that they're charlatans or things like that, potentially.
Our type of people, probably.
I feel like that Dusty is a Vistani.
Maybe.
Oh no! Dusty had a whole thing. I knew it.
You're going to see that the barkeep behind the bar is kind of like mind-numbingly kind of washing glasses, like in a wet rag, drying them, and he's stacking them. And you're going to see that we'll say Mirabelle is going to hear the noise outside the street, that kind of moaning and zombie noise is going to go and kind of lock and bar the door.
Can I ask you this, Mark?
But of course.
You talk as if you don't live at the mansion. Or your father's mansion.
I come and go as I please, that's what he'll say. Right now my concern is for my sister. I'd like to get her from this dreadful town. I've made plans to escort her to a place called Vallaki, which is not too far from here, is what he says. Well, but now that I don't have a wagon, is what he says.
You don't think she's safer in her home?
No, I do not.
What is your
There
plan?
is some sort of strange fascination in which the Count has with my sister. He has been trying to woo her, is what he says, for quite some time.
Is that the only connection your family has with the Count? Do you have family ties or...
No ties whatsoever.
And your father, has he had any issues in the past with the Count?
Not that I'm personally aware of, is what I'll say, but again, me and my father, relationship's a little...
Why?
We're living under his shadow. I've been coined the name Ismark the Lesser. You could only imagine that having a name such as that does not bode well for building one's reputation when you already have that established, is what he says.
Living in your sister's shadow?
My father's shadow.
Your father's shadow.
Correct.
I see.
My father adores my sister. Half sister is what he restates as he takes his mug and goes straight up to the bar.
That's a 17 on insight.
There's a little bitter animosity. Not like he hates his half sister. He just hates the situation. He's, you know.
While he's up at the bar, I'd like look at everyone and be like, "Why would you try to save your sister if you've technically never been better than her? Like, like what's the motive to save her?"
I wonder if he's trying to.
What do you mean?
Like, not that I wouldn't do anything for my siblings, but I have a good relationship with my siblings. If my mother or father loved one sibling more, it would tarnish a relationship. Why would you go to any lengths to save that sibling?
That doesn't mean that you don't have a good relationship with your sibling.
No, but the way he says, he clarifies half-sister.
Are you trying to think like maybe the Burgermeister could be
I'm trying to say
Strahd's, on the Count's side to give him the daughter as gaining favor?
No. More
I think
as
you're
if
reading too much into it.
into the guy who's hates his father and wants to save his sister, who's his half-sister, he keeps clarifying.
He had a strange reaction to even mentioning the situation. He seemed to be unaware that Burgermeister was
Also, we couldn't
seeking
meet.
help.
Yeah, and also we couldn't meet with him. He said that we could meet with Ireena, his sister, his half-sister, but not his father.
Although his wagon seemed to be journeying away from the castle. So
as you finish saying that, he's going to say, that's because the old man is dead, and he's going to plop back down. As his perception was good enough and he was returning back.
Didn't see you there. Wow.
how long ago?
Several days ago, I helped build the coffin with my sister to be buried, but with everything taking place at the old church, he still rests in his mansion.
So I wonder if Dad had some kind of protective thing against Strahd or something.
You sure he's not an undead?
No. When was the last time you went back to your mansion?
Well, it's been several days. I was trying to make provisions to travel to Vallaki with my sister.
Does he have staff there, guards? Or is it just him and...
Just the three of us are the only ones. Oh, I can take you to the mansion if you wish to see his corpse. You can do your things as he looks towards the paladin and or cleric, as he knows what you guys are, for sure.
Perhaps we could help.
Yeah. Get her out. We could maybe find our own way out of here.
And prevent the desecration of his father's corpse.
Yes.
Before we get too ahead of ourselves, I would like to rest at some point.
Yes, we
because
would
I don't
need
want
a
to be
rest.
exhausted anymore.
Does the light that beams down on this this tavern, grant us reprieve from the shadow fog?
Currently, there's less fog there, but I would say that if you look outside, you can see that the light is faded at this point, and then there's a thumping or a slamming into the side of the buildings, the windows that have been shuttered and such, as you can see and hear the sound and smell the rot of flesh.
If it's even safe to rest here. The Justani spoke of a curse that prevents sleep. Are you all under the same curse, or do you rest like normal?
I rest when I'm tired, is what he'll say.
Would
Good,
this?
it's important.
Yes. Sleep
Beauty
is,
sleep.
hydration is also good. Is this a safe place for us to lay our heads
I mean,
and recuperate?
Possibly.
As safe as any?
Well, it seems
possibly.
if we're stuck here.
Being behind closed doors is a step better
Don't
than...
worry, they'll probably move on to someone else.
We can still take a watch. Even if
Yeah.
So if your mission was to assist your sister, but it was you and another woman traveling, were you going to scout out the location first, or?
I was coming back with the wagon and the provisions, and she was
Working.
in need of aid and help.
And you said you were gonna take your sister to
Vallaki.
Vallaki.
Correct.
What awaits her and you in Vallaki?
I hope protection is what he'll say.
Let's see. What is Vallaki? Where is it, I mean?
He's gonna pull out a map on parchment. He'll show you.
Did the dog come down here?
I don't think so.
I thought you let her down here.
I figured she'd be here. Bless you.
Bless you again. You may need to clear
allergic
off
to Barovia.
the two.
Same.
Okay, there is your mop.
Oh.
We have to clean off the table of the things.
I was say don't drop it in there.
I was not going to.
I will transition for our viewers. So there we go.
I don't know how you fit all these in here.
A lot of Tetris.
They might not fit perfect. 3D printing is an art form.
Fact.
I can't even believe how beautiful everything looks all the time. Y'all are doing amazing stuff.
Well, if my printer was a little bit better.
If you've seen all the failures,
I've turned them into things. I've recycled and
They
upcycled
are,
them.
they're oozes.
they turn into a lot of ruins.
Yay, we love that. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Can you harvest materials? I don't know if that's a thing where you could take plastic. I bet one day that'll be a big thing.
Once you use the resin, it's gone.
It's a clump of oops or a clump of hey, it's beautiful.
Hey, look, art. I'm just wondering, if you ever is there ever going to be a point where we can be like, oh wait, I have a whole bunch of Pepsi
melted
bottles,
down or something. Yeah, that'd be
a
cool.
forge.
I wish.
All right, so you guys will find yourself here as he points it out to the map.
Where? Sorry.
The village of Barovia.
Oh, I just put all our minis in there.
Yeah.
I'm like a dum-dum. Okay. That's alright.
Just don't fight anything, you'll be fine.
Yeah. We've never fought anything in our lives.
Oh, let's see. So, he's going to tell you need to, or he is attempting to travel and take his sister all the way to
I feel like I need to zoom out.
Valaki. So, over here.
Oh, I forget how to map. Okay. So we are here.
Valaki is all the way over here.
Oh, it's like a crossroad town, huh?
Here.
But also, walking that one way, the further east you go, the more
Oh yeah, the fog is...
and that would be...
Is this what that represents,
wait,
the
no.
fog?
Which way do we walk in?
What are all these
Just
mounds or
forest.
snakes?
Those are mountains. Those are hills, mountains. Those
Oh
are
yeah, it's gonna
essentially-
take forever.
The road to the east was impassable
path.
for us.
If you kind of wind it around,
There's
a
a path.
path.
Yep,
Mhm.
correct.
This way.
And this was the castle, which he had pointed to at the very top of that mountain or hill.
So there's a healer in Valaki that can help your sister.
Let me check yield tome of answers. It's been a minute.
Let me give it a
since I've
goog.
done them.
Give it a what?
Let's see. He is taking her there. Sitting there because Valaki is extremely well defended, is what he says. Way more, and it's far enough away. He thinks that it's out of the reaches of the count, is what he says.
So she's under his influence of desire, or he's trying to enthrall her. Do you feel?
I'm sorry. What? That's what he says. Confused.
The Count is trying to draw her in.
He's trying to seduce her, but she's very Stubborn is what he'll say.
Well,
But is she under his curse?
How so is what he'll say, confused when you say that.
Insight check?
You can.
your father's other letter spoke that
10.
she was...
Passive 15.
If I'm...
Afflicted by evil.
Yeah, she was
That's what I wrote
afflicted
down.
by evil.
Oh, this is confusing news to me. Can I see that letter once again? And what was your insight?
Are we still under disadvantage?
Yeah.
Correct.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
I rolled a 15 for insight.
My passive is 15, but I rolled a...
His reactions are genuine.
I'll give, like, a nod.
The letter is on the body.
You left it on the body.
Deception? Or...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not good at that either, but... that's a 3.
I'm gonna say that he gives a look of like, really, but then not gonna press it any further. You get the feeling like okay.
Do you not think that your father wanted her to be, or...
To save her?
My father is one of the people that made the arrangements for me to take her there for safety, to get her away from the Count, before he could have his way or hands upon her, or whatever he says.
The messenger could have been going to Vlaki.
ahead of time?
Just to, hey,
Heads up to the citizens?
we're coming, send aid, or almost. We need help. I don't know, I was only half listening. There was a
Did we
dead guy
come
coming
in
back to
from
life.
This way?
Correct.
Okay, so
The
we don't
messenger
know.
was this way.
Yeah, he was like a quarter mile away from where so he would have been...
Malaki's the other
What
way.
is... I'll ask...
It would have been like a hex and a half or a hex before on the map, before you would have got into the village. And then a couple hexes back is where you started seeing, like, you saw the gallows. And
Saw
then
me.
before the gate would be on the map too. That big scary gate was like right back here. Right.
Mm.
Other people in Barovia who are under a cursed influence from the Count.
He nods his head yes, and he'll start drinking his drink in which he received or got from the bar.
What is east of here? Like far east.
Death is what he'll say. No one travels east.
So why would the messenger travel east?
I rolled a 20 on insight. Like, why did he avoid that question?
Who?
He
Which
was
question?
Like, when he asked, "Are there others?" He kind of was like, "Yep."
Maybe they sent out multiple messengers in like every direction.
Oh, it was a genuine answer. It wasn't like he was trying to stall for anything.
Okay.
It just
No,
feels like...
he was just trying to think of how to phrase it.
Mm-hmm.
Just feels
and-
like he knows that there's death east. Why would they send a messenger east? Unless he just didn't know where he was going.
Could be.
Perhaps it was a desperate attempt.
Maybe there's something east that we don't know about.
Have you ever seen a horseman who rides?
And I'll go into like a huge detailed description, like he's got hoofs and they're on fire, and when he stepped, the water was hot, and like he was scary, and I begged for help, and he said, "F you."
That is the Dark Lord, the Prince.
The
The Count, yes.
Count.
We could have ended it then.
He could have ended us then.
Yeah.
We were
no.
fighting fog and losing.
We could even beat our emotions at that point.
If you've seen him, then he's definitely taken an interest upon you for some reason.
Oof.
Oh.
He saw you. He didn't see us.
He does this kind of like...
I mean,
I'll reflex do it as well. Just because she's
I'm
been
clutching my
grown up in
amulet.
the church, so she's just gonna.
I'm clutching my amulet.
Dang it. Got me.
I'm renewed terror, of course.
Sure.
I didn't see him, so still.
As you guys are focused on everything, the ambience on the outside is kind of like amplified back. It's kind of like you're super hyper focused, and then everybody's kind of hearing and vision kind of like peels back to the main scope of thing. It's quiet outside. There's no more like zombie moans or poundings, but you do hear things in the distance, screams, cries.
They've moved on, it seems.
Like I said they would, is what you'll say.
That's...
A few moments later, the same person, Mirabella, who locked it up, goes and unlocks it and begins to kind of open back up for business, if you will. As if this is the norm for them.
Mirabella she's one of the owners, right?
One of the three that are sitting near the door.
Are there... I'm going to approach Mirabella and ask about... Is there any room to stay here and rest?
When you get within 10 feet, that is when... Let me double check and make sure I get the name right. Alenka is going to nudge Mirabella, and Mirabella's going to take and close the book. Oof, and you can hear it. There's a little dust that kind of flies off the book. What is it that you want? Lodging, you say?
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm going to be like trying to glean what I can from the book. Is there space to stay in? Is it safe if we'd like to lay our heads?
No rooms available, is what she says quickly.
No rooms available for me or no rooms available?
Oh. That's sassy.
I'm going to say that Sorvia seems to be a little spitfire. I'm going to say, no rooms available for your kind, is what she says, looking and then shooting a glance towards your table.
Okay, I rolled a 19, but I don't think I need to glean.
You definitely get that they
disdain.
do not want the four of you here.
Okay,
Outsiders.
Outsiders in strange clothing who saved someone?
If you're looking for someone to stay, you're more than welcome to stay at my father's mansion, is what Ismark is going to say.
How far away is it?
It's just right down the street, is what he points. Maybe a 10-minute walk. We'll have to avoid the
But you don't
creatures.
He stays there sometimes.
Yeah, he kind of drifts in and out. He's kind of one of those things where Daddy's a big deal, and he loves his father, but he still, his father treats him as like...
Did treat him.
Yeah, like okay, you're my son by blood, but I really love your stepdaughter who's, all awesome and things like that. And then, he doesn't disown him, and he comes and goes, like, I'm here in town, I'll crash with Dad, or I'm going to go try to make, that's kind of the vibe.
Dad's the ATM.
Yeah, I feel like...
Isn't his body still there in his house?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to bury it, is what he's going
But
to say.
there's something that happened at the church.
The church is not safe.
I don't necessarily want to stay in the house with the body, but...
We can all barricade ourselves in one room.
That's true.
Well, your wagon has been destroyed.
I'll have to try to acquire another one in horseback. It's the fastest way to travel.
I say I'm exhausted. This fear is...
Yeah, let's just... If you don't mind us crashing in your place. Alright.
I believe the young kids call it couch surfing.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd be back here, but here we are.
Was our time sitting in the tavern a short
A short rest if you'd like to take a short rest, yes.
Like
Exhaustion's a long rest remove.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. But you could definitely take a short rest.
Okay, I don't think... Yeah, I gotta long rest that.
I get back something, right? I get, channel divinity.
Yeah.
What is alms box?
An alms box is
It's
just
like your cleric box.
yeah, it's like
Oh,
keep all your
yeah.
things in there for your prayers.
I knew this. My incense is... My sage.
Alright, and we have to avoid the screams of terror.
So he's gonna walk back up to the bar and he's gonna grab one for the road. Road ale,
Yeah, as they will.
Plops down a gold coin to pay for his 3 drinks. The barkeep is just
Mindless still?
cleaning and what you're gonna notice is the gold sits there. He puts the last cup onto a stack. He'll take the gold and slide it away. Ismark's gonna turn around to rejoin you, but you're focused on this bar and he literally starts from the top glass pulls it down, starts washing it again, drying it, and then stacks it next to it and repeats the process like he
Even
just...
though they're clean?
Correct.
In mind control.
So we're ready. He has his road beer, a road ale.
Yeah?
I'm going to go to the bar and order one too.
Okay, so you walk up, he looks, and he's just going through the motions of cleaning these glasses.
Hello.
Doesn't answer.
One ale.
Stops what he's doing, gets an ale, gives it to you.
Copper or something?
You'll look at the board and it's like a silver piece.
Okay. I'll hand him a silver piece.
You put it down, he'll slowly reach for it,
Yeah. I was gonna say.
takes it, and he goes back to washing the glasses.
Has
And he's the whole time Rhodes is just like locked eyes with him. Like,
Yep.
thank you.
he been tracking us the entire time, like watching our movements, or has he just been dead staring
He's
into
just,
space?
yeah, just kind of this mind-numbing kind of like facade about him. He's not really giving off undead pings for any of you clerics.
As we leave, I'm gonna say to Rhodes, like, do you think that's the Count watching us through him?
Creepy.
The music got real creepy just then.
That could be.
He doesn't
That's
seem to be
terrifying.
operating under his own control.
Why would the Count be a bartender?
I think it's just a surveillance.
Oh, okay.
We should probably make sure we keep our conspiratorial conversation to a minimum in front of this bartender. I have a feeling.
I wonder if the corpse hanging outside of town that watched us.
You'll watch as Niley kind of like shivers a little bit.
I definitely feel
Yeah.
like everyone knows something that we don't.
A moaning sob floats through the still gray streets,
I'm pulling my sword.
coloring your thoughts with sadness. The sounds flow from a dark two-story townhouse along the way, going towards where he's leading you. Ominously kind of coming from that building and carrying loud and echoing into the street.
What's that?
That's Mad Mary, is what he'll say.
Mad Mary?
That's correct.
Is she
Okay.
mad?
What makes her mad?
She's mournful. Her daughter has disappeared. Possibly another victim of the Count, is what he'll say. And the way it turns into like soft, into just this mournful wail. Just, it's depressing.
Oh, man.
If you're here long enough, you'll get used to it. Right this way is what he'll say, and he kind of points into the direction.
How does he seem after, like, starting on his third drink?
He's in a good place. He's not quite heavily intoxicated. He's got that little buzz going kind of vibe. He's the most charismatic, kind of normal that you guys have encountered since you've been here. But he still is not like normal, if you will.
Yeah, he's
giving
very
off
casual
He's
about
yeah, right.
He's broken.
Could be.
I'll kind of swing up next to him and just be like, do you travel out of town towards the east?
No, that's what I'll say.
He said there's death in the east.
Yeah, I just didn't.
Someone listens.
Yeah.
Are the two of you twins, is what he says, just making it click.
I don't think so. We're not twins, right?
You want to roll another dice?
Yeah, go for it.
Mom's dead. We're twins.
Yeah.
You didn't determine it beforehand, did you?
Huh?
You said you didn't determine it beforehand,
No,
did you?
yeah,
Just siblings. I mean, you look...
You didn't tell me what it was, if it's evens, twins, odds, not twins.
it's an odd, so we're not twins.
You're
Just
just
closer
alike.
in age. How old are you?
I don't know. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Then I'm 26.
Okay.
Because you're older.
Yeah. No, just close in age.
What do they call them?
Irish
Irish
Yeah.
twins.
Irish twins, yeah.
Sorry, Irish people. We love you.
I want to
Me.
hold my hand out to Ismark for his, like I'm holding my hand out for his drink.
Rhodes has poured
Like-
out his drink.
Like you would if
Okay.
you were like, hey, let me have a drink.
You poured it out on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, persuade him. He's not going to give it up. He likes his alcohol.
I have good perception.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Perceptuasion.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. That's what happens when you're
10.
intoxicated. Persuasion. 10? How do you attempt to persuade him besides rolling dice?
I don't. It's just casually one of those like mindless things where like you reach your hand out and someone like without thinking will usually just like hand you their drink.
Yeah.
He's hesitant, and then he'll hand it over.
I'm going to chug the rest of it.
That's going to be a few coppers, what he says.
I'll give you back.
That's one
Anyway.
way to ignore what's going on around here, I guess. She might
Bismarck
have
is
a-
going to continue to lead in the direction. You will see down several side alleyways and things, you'll see creepy crawlies. These creatures that are just kind of like, obviously undead zombies that are kind of slogging towards things. You'll hear doors closing, latches locking, shutters being pulled as
Do you
if...
not have anybody that like will take care of these? Are there no like clerics here?
You're asking?
Yeah.
No paladins, no clerics.
The only cleric we have is up on the church. Up in the
I mean, I
hills.
feel like
He'll
there's
say-
only
he'll point in the
so
opposite
many.
direction to the north, which you can see in the distance, kind of shrouded in the fog, a little denser than where you currently are, is kind of the silhouette of an old chapel or a church resting on the
Are they
hill.
like stuck in the church? Like barricaded?
All I know is that when we attempted to go take our father to have him buried to the priest Donovich, these creatures, these undead zombies, were roving from the graveyard behind and coming into the city and all kinds of things, is what he'll say. There was creepy wailing and things ticking and emanating from the church, is what he says. So we are trying to wait out and see if things calm down before we try to get our father to the graveyard.
Okay.
You will be brought to a weary-looking mansion behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clanging of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds, press with menace upon the house itself. Yet again, yet against the walls, the growth has been tamped down to create a path all about the domain. There are heavy claw markings that have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. There are great black marks that tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any of the windows, and all the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen. Sorry, my stomach.
The claw marks on the side of the building, do they match the claw marks from the guy?
You can make an investigation.
That sucks. A 7.
Possibly.
I want to do the same thing that I did kind of before, like put my hand up to it, see if it can...
Ismark,
I would say if you do that, you're a little bit more convinced that they look very similar, yes.
do you remember the guy that my very good friend threw in the middle of battle before he took a strike earlier? He had these same claw marks on his chest. Do you have any idea what that came from?
I can only imagine it is from a wolf or a dire wolf, is what he's going to say. As you can see, as he refers to the tamped down kind of weeds away from the house, we've had some issues with them.
It didn't look quite as big.
Yeah, dire wolves are a bit bigger. And wolves are a bit smaller.
It could be one of the Count's minions. A lycanthrope is what he'll say, which would say werewolf.
Yeah.
Yep.
See.
That individual also had bite marks on their neck.
As he kind of looks around and kind of waves around to the undead creatures, roving the city.
Do they all have bite marks? Have we noticed?
The ones that you probably encountered or were fighting with, you may have seen one with bite marks, but the others were not.
So the Count's minions can infect each other. Turn each
If they
other.
truly are his minions, is what he'll say. My home is what he says when he gets up to the front, and he's going to beat on the door. And you will hear a kind of timid, soft, human female. She says, "Who is it?" "It is me, Ireena," is what he'll say. "I brought some people to help us take you away to Vallaki. We need to rest for the night, and I need to procure another wagon because things have went a little askew," is what he'll say. You'll hear her unfasten a couple locks, and then you'll hear what sounds like a hammer sinking into wood, and then the of nails being pulled from the board, as you'll hear a plank clatter to the ground, and then it repeats. And she quickly opens up the door, and you'll see kind of long, dark-haired, fair complexion. She's very young, but not like childlike. She's dressed in nice, kind of noble dress or clothing, and she says, "Quickly, hurry." As she does that is when you're going to start hearing from the alleyways as they're like, okay, and they're starting to funnel down the street as quick as they can stumble and stagger in your direction.
Yeah, let's all get inside and kind of hurry
Do a
everyone
Sure.
inside.
hilarious
Sure.
Bugs Bunny roll, like getting.
So as you plunge into here, quickly you're going to see that Ireena as well as Ismark are going to pick up those planks, and Ismark is pounding the nails back into, and she is quickly trying to fasten the lock, so it's got a couple planks that are crossed and barring it up. The interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet fixtures show signs of great wear. There are noticeable oddities. Are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room.
I feel at home.
The Burgermeister is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin, surrounded by wilting flowers and the faint odor of decay. There are two pocket doors or sliding doors in which she quickly moves over and kind of draws them to 6 inches to where you can kind of peer in there, but it gives a little bit of a, I'll close this off because we have guests.
How did he die?
We might be able to figure that out.
I'm asking.
I should know this.
I'm going to start getting stuff out of my cleric supplies. Holy water.
I'm gonna roam around for a wine cellar.
We're going to say that this gentleman was very sick. I'm sure I'll catch shit for that, but this is our game we're playing. He was extremely sick. Of some unknown something that basically kind of wilted him away until he just died of what you would consider natural causes.
I see.
Are there any bite marks on his neck?
There are 0 bite marks on his neck. On the other hand, passive perception 15 or higher. Anybody here? When Ireena turns around, her hair kind of fluffs, and she has 2 bite marks on her neck.
I'm gonna connect eyes with you and just be like, "Did you see that?"
Does sorry, what's the brother's name?
Ismark.
Does he have bite marks?
He does not.
Okay.
He's the lesser.
I'm real confused about Ismark.
Casually ask. I'll ask this kind of in Celestial, because I think you speak Celestial, right? We both do. How do you casually ask where did those bite marks come from to people who are letting you stay in their home?
I don't know. I got nothing on the fly.
Yeah.
They're talking about us again.
Just mental note that one.
Do you speak Elvish or Gith?
I speak Elvish.
I also speak Elvish.
Damn it. And Elvish
I
would
don't.
assume that they don't speak Elvish. I'm gonna say it to to Rhodes. Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's pretty hard not to talk about me, but One of my goddesses is very vain. Can you imagine?
No.
Now, you would ask Ismark how the old man died, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Just, curious.
Yep.
And it seems everyone doesn't live to their life expectancy here, so.
Mm-hmm.
Is there generally a safe place to lay down for the night, or?
Oh, make yourselves at home. There's rooms upstairs that are unused, is what he'll say. He goes directly into the dining area. He's going to find the liquor cabinet. He opens up the liquor cabinet, and he's going to pull forth some of the top shelf stuff his father had.
I'm going to walk in there with him, hoping that everyone else stays behind. And I'm going to present the letter to him and say, I now trust you more than her.
Okay, so he takes a look at the letter and examines it as he's pouring himself just a fine drink.
I would stay with kind of that main room if Ireena's gonna stay there.
She does.
Okay. And Ireena,
Yes.
my name is Niley. Thank you for letting us stay here.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, yes, as you as well. It seems you have a wound.
She looks confused.
On your neck. Just, kind of.
She moves over to a dust-covered kind of old mirror and looks, and she says,
Do I see her in the reflection of that mirror?
You do.
Okay, just...
You do, and she's looking extremely, frightened and confused at the bite.
No. I'm sure it's fine. I just didn't know if you knew.
She is clearly not, as she begins to have a little bit of a panic attack. She begins to, hyperventilate.
Okay, let me do this medicine check thing again. I got a 10 to, best as I can.
She's
spooked
still,
animals.
so she's, panicking, but, not into full-blown, I'm going to hyperventilate, give me a... Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
Previous
We're
episode.
not pathway to the east hyperventilating yet.
Right.
This is what we're going to call it.
Right.
I would probably have her take a seat and just be like, just breathe. I promise we're going to do everything we can to get you safe.
Okay. Anything else from you two? Because I'm going to refer back to... You went in to get a drink?
I originally was looking for the kitchens and the wine cellar.
Well, you will be able to find the kitchens easy enough if you're snooping around, which would be the opposite kind of side of where it is located.
I would have stayed probably with...
Watch me give this poor woman a panic attack.
Right. And just had my eye on her because I similarly don't trust her actions.
Sure.
And as you're calming her, I'm going to probably uncomfortably whisper, watch what you say to her.
In Elvish, I'm just going to assume that... Oh, this will give it away, but this will be okay. Whisper kind of back. Yeah, I understand that, but it doesn't seem she knows about it.
I just wonder... I'm so paranoid that he can see us through them.
I feel like if he's going to see us, he's going to see us. I think he knows why we're here.
So we go back, as he says, so the letter did not stay on the corpse, is what he'll say, with a little smile. A drink.
No.
No.
So he puts the bottle down, sets his glass down, takes a look at the letter. He takes a minute to kind of come over it, and he kind of flips it to you a little bit, This is clearly not my father's handwriting. I know my father's handwriting, is what he'll say.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Uh, 22.
Oh, he's telling the truth. You read him really good, and you believe him.
Oh shit, I should have incited her when she started freaking out. Dang it.
With my passive...
Go ahead.
So with my passive 15, I picked up any kind of can I tell if she was genuinely surprised?
This is genuine. I'd say 15 is more than enough to tell that she's completely genuine and freaking out over this.
Does it look fresh bite, or is it healed over?
I would say at a quick glance, it looks like they've been healed over.
I don't want to say that to console her. You're that'll make it worse.
It's okay.
It's been a while.
They've scabbed over.
They've scabbed over. It's been a while.
So you venture into the kitchen. You'll see that there is some food supplies in their stores, but they're beginning to get a little dwindled or empty. You look at their cupboard and stuff. It's starting to get a little bare. The house is lit by candlelight. So it's kind of that really dim light with that flicker candles, and there's lots and lots of candles. There is a small, hanging on like an iron pot over a cook's fire. There's a little bit of porridge or stew or something like that that's in there that was fairly recent.
Looking for wine.
You might find cooking wine in there.
Yum.
You flip through the
If
cupboards
you
and
want to
find
cook
some.
with it, you want to drink it. That's a quote, sorry.
If there's no wine, then I would try to go back and...
Okay, so we flash back to the two of you who have seemingly consoled. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say to him, well, I'm sorry to tell you, but your sister has already been bitten.
He's going to look and he's going to say, kind of pulling you in, not, just saying, I know this. I'm trying to get her out of here so that the creature cannot finish the job, is what he says. Thus why I'm taking her to Vallaki. Or attempting to.
Oh, cat's out of the bag on our end, sorry. I just don't think you should keep things from people. No secrets, hashtag.
You seem as if you have some sort of insight of this place, is what I'll say. You're not as necessarily affected by some of the things you've seen as some of the others.
I'm not of the Shadowfell, but my colleagues, we journey here for faith reasons.
He takes a big swig of what he was drinking.
But it is my first time here, and I worry that I have drifted into the cursed lands that...
Well, my friend, hopefully it's not your last. And he pats you on the shoulder, tops his glass off, puts the lid back on the bottle, and then he's going to slowly make his way into kind of the entryway or the foyer where the two of you, and he says, what is going on? As he sees she's kind of in this like panicking state.
I saw a wound on her neck.
He's going to subtly roll his eyes, and he goes over to her and he kind of looks at her and he says, it's all right. Don't worry about it. We'll get you to Vallaki. You will be safe there, is what he says, as he's trying to reaffirm and try to helping the calming down process.
When he comes back in the room, I'll kind of say she didn't know she was bit until we said something just now.
He was aware.
Are you saying that in Elvish, or we're all speaking in common? I feel like we need to say it now.
As you guys are there, your passives are strong enough to hear what sounds like animals kind of traipsing around the house, just in that crushed brush. And there's a subtle howl. And there's multiple sets. And there's a couple howls as if a pack of something is surrounding the house, kind of walking or running that kind of crushed weeds that go around the house.
Do I notice them tens up or anything, or are they just...
She's going to be, typical kind of reaction as to where he is going to be like, oh, not again, kind of reaction.
Okay. Wolves visit often.
Can your wards hold them off?
These wooden boards these wooden
Well,
boards.
I mean, you clearly look around to see that it hasn't been penetrated yet, but there's a whole lot of scratching, and now it's making sense, like a lot of the stuff, wolves or something like that. We can only hope.
Is there, with their boards, are they tightly done, or is there gaps between?
It's just loosely done. There's gaps, but not. You could. An animal's not going to jump through it,
I just wanted to see if I could see out of it.
Oh yeah, there's shutters and stuff you can peek out if you'd like to.
That's
I'm going with a no.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
Fog.
I'm getting flashback images.
So
Sorry.
let's say you go towards a nearby window. Go ahead and give me a dex saving throw, because as you peek out, there's going to be a kind of gray hand that has skin sloughing on it, kind of punch through an opening at you.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fail.
What you got?
I got a 1.
Yeah. Well, as this is all taking place, how do you react to that?
A hand coming through a boarded window.
Yep, grabbing a hold of your collar or your armor, kind of pulling you into the window.
Not gonna lie, scream and punch.
There you go. That's what you got. She's screaming, attempting to punch, but the punch turns into bracing herself as you're being kind of pulled. do you guys want to do?
Draw my sword and run.
I'm gonna. Am I in that room? I'm wherever.
Yeah.
she is.
Wait a minute. Draw your sword and run.
That way.
Okay, I was gonna say like.
It's been nice knowing you guys.
Okay.
I will probably just immediately get Sacred Flame ready to rock.
Go ahead and give me an attack with your sword, and go ahead and you're gonna throw the sacred flame.
Yep, to the arm.
Okay.
I've never been more afraid in my life to be like 2 people attacking something on me.
It's only about like from maybe the elbow, like pulling you in, and you're like, oh shit. Yeah, exactly.
21.
Okay. You cleave the hand right off. The hand is still grasping and moving at you.
Ugh.
The sacred flame is gonna. He cannot get away from it, so you will see kind of the corpse on the outside that does not have a hand anymore, which is on your armor, as he's like and kind of collapses.
I'd like to rip the hand off.
Sure, and you do. You can see it still like
It's
it's articulating, trying to grab you. Toss it outside.
Yeah.
Sure.
For the dog.
Sure. And now you get a better look as you're really there, and there are multiple undead things, along with wolves that are trancing around the house. Like, this place is not a cool place to be.
Do you have any more boards for the windows?
You can look around, and they've pretty much stripped the house of everything they could have used to board up. They've broken furniture and all kinds of things.
Is there a table?
There was.
Damn it.
Is there any? So we should find a centrally located room
can I
on
do
the
mending?
second floor.
On
the board?
Sure.
Like if I have the...
Sure.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I have a long rest. I don't have that yet. Never mind.
Very good.
Ismark, we have to rest. We cannot...
Upstairs is safer, is what he'll say.
Is there any central non-windowed rooms?
There is a library upstairs is in the center of the home, is what he'll say. We can all rest in there if you'd feel safer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will stay down here and take the watch, is what he'll say, if you can escort my sister to the library.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so he pulls out his weapon. He's going to, take his drink, sit down in a chair that you basically sat her down, and he just kind of, arm up, drink in hand, sword at the ready.
Should someone say, we do our watches?
Let's do our watches in the library.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys will make way up. She gives you the directions. You'll navigate, and essentially you'll go into the center as a library, and then there's rooms kind of on the outer.
Okay, I want to just kind of do a walk around the library, make sure there's nothing in there.
Yeah,
nothing
you look
dead.
Well, it's very dusty and old and cobwebbed. You can see some of the furniture has been dismantled and used in here. There are no windows. It smells much like a kind of old library. Parchment, leather, dust, dirt, things like that. There's a little, if you're slightly allergic to dust, you might cough or whatever. But it looks dark and safe, question mark.
I
At
hate
glance.
libraries.
Just do light on, I don't know, is there any furniture left in this room?
There's some small tables I wouldn't
Sure, I'll pick a table kind of centralized in the middle of the room and cast light on it.
Okay, you can see when it illuminates, this at one point was a very lavish place, a study, that had well-made furniture. Even the furniture's left is very well-made or ornate or pretty or whatever, well-furnished.
You can walk into some of the bedrooms and grab some pillows, some blankets, drag them in there.
You can.
Yeah.
There's only 2 bedrooms, if you check all of them, which why not?
Or just where,
Sure,
wherever.
you would see that there's 2 of them that are prominently used. That would have been, and then the others are just covered in dust. They just left there. So you grab some pillows and you grab some blankets or linens and you bring them in to kind of set up this kind of base camp, if you will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can definitely see there's a lot of boards on all these windows as well when you check the rooms. And I'll say one of the rooms that you go into, you'll hear the clawing, and then you see these paws kind of pull their way up onto the second floor. As there's a little bit of a shed roof that kind of goes around, let's say, the building, as it's kind of clawed its way onto there, and it's clitter clacking, kind of running back and forth. Occasionally, you'll see a mouth kind of trying to bite through, but can't.
Good times.
I'd like everybody to make a wisdom saving throw for a fear check, I think, at this point. Nah. Is it save? Is disadvantage? So yeah, let's make it a disadvantage fear.
I don't know.
Oh boy. 13.
Okay.
Same.
14.
4.
Ooh.
You have a fear point. The rest of you are on the fence, but good.
Ugh.
Personally
So,
afraid.
You've got one. You've got one.
I
Right?
do.
All right. Keep it
I'll
in
take
mind.
the first watch. I feel like once I sleep, I want to get my watch over with. During my watch, I want to be outside the door of the library.
Okay.
And I want to be able to not necessarily watch him the entire time, but I want to have my, like, kind of be pensing back and forth and keeping my eye on Ismark to see, like, if what he's doing and what he's up to. Maybe it's nothing, but...
Sure. So you keep your eye on him, and this activity continues for several hours. And Ismark is just going to be drinking down there, staring at the front door. And there comes a point where he says, "Show yourself. Do not be a coward. Come to me and I will end you," is what he'll say. But you're not sure if he's, like, fucking, like, drunk or what. But he's, like, talking to the front door.
I think one of us should post up in here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like...
Keep
I'm
watch on her, and also in case we need to fight him.
Yeah.
So, like, 2 on, 2 off kind of
Yeah.
thing? I'll take the first, like, portion.
I can take the other first portion. So it's inside the library. Also probably be doing, like, little ritualistic things as well. Like, things that make me feel safe.
Oh, yeah, I'd definitely be meditating.
Prayer book out, kind of
praying.
like
Sure.
Yeah.
reciting old prayers that maybe...
Before anyone goes to rest, I will use my channel divinity and activate my Twilight Sanctuary.
Bless you.
It's contagious.
Only lasts
Bless
for
you.
1 minute. I think it's
Do you have
for
any bite marks on
combat.
your neck?
Maybe.
I think it's more meant for combat, but it does say that it will end one effect on each creature, causing it to be charmed or frightened. I don't know that that necessarily gets rid of a fear point, but
Who's the target?
I think...
Is it all or one?
it is a
Celeste.
30-foot radius.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. And it is a... What's it say it does?
Channel Divinity, as an action, you present your holy symbol, and a sphere of twilight emanates from you. The sphere is centered on you, has a 30-foot radius, and is filled with dim light. The sphere moves with you and lasts for 1 minute, or until you're incapacitated or die. When a creature, including you, ends its turn in the sphere, you can grant that creature one of these benefits. 1d6 plus 2, 10 hit points, or you end one effect, causing it to be charmed or frightened.
Okay. We can do that. So I would say that will end one of your fear points will go away when he does that.
Either one of us? Like only one
Well, both of you.
Oh, okay, so
yeah,
we're down
you-
to 0.
Yes, correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that
Currently.
works currently.
Thanks.
And it looks like he's having a bit of a breakthrough as he's doing it for the first time.
Oh.
But
Oh,
you
this
feel
is what this means. I gotcha.
it's the feeling of comfort in your bed, being restful.
At one point, when you're checking on Ismark, you're going to see his body kind of slump. The hand goes limp. The glass rolls around on there. As
Does that wake him up at all, or is he completely gone?
He's like passed out between being maybe tired and or drunk at that point. The sword kind of sloshed out of his hand into his lap, and he looks like he's out. But the sound of the things on the outside seem to have calmed.
When he goes out, the sounds on the outside calm down.
No, it would be a little bit after. I was just, it's more or less me just letting you know that
Okay.
after a certain amount of time, things go quiet again.
I don't know if I
Should we-
prefer quieter.
Should we drag him into the room with us? If he gets bitten, it's one less.
How many hours would you say it's been? Like, have people been able to get a long rest in, or?
Oh no, we're like
Okay.
halfway through.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one,
Same.
other one awake.
Sleeping.
Because you two you
Sleep.
did your thing and then went to sleep. So, are you gonna?
I'm not gonna make. I'm just gonna continue just to observe during this watch, and then I will debrief the next watcher that he's out.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep watching our room, taking, more looks probably at. I can't believe I forgot her name. Ireena. Yeah, such an easy name too. Just to make sure that she's not doing anything weird or funky.
No, the only thing that you will notice as you're observing is that she seems to be restless, but she is resting. If that makes sense.
Okay, tossing and turning a bunch,
maybe some
not
disturbing
very
things
good
right.
Kind of, I don't know, maybe hum a little prayer song, just under my breath a little bit. It's probably not creepy, right? Most of us are from a church. A hymn.
Jesus
That's the word I was thinking.
Loves little children, all the children of the world.
Hashtag not
That's sponsored by the Catholic Church.
let's see.
We don't want your sponsorship. Keep it.
I feel like it's hard to get away from it in a game like this where
At this point, since you're
take the
taking watch
TST.
and you're saying prayers, I think you're going to hear the soft voice of a male kind of call out to you. And it seems to know you by name.
Jesus loves me this, I know. No, where does it come from anywhere, or is it more just in my head?
It sounds like it's coming from the room.
I'm gonna take a closer look.
But you check the room and there's no windows.
Yeah, and it's an open room, right? Because they deconstructed all the furniture.
It's about a 30 foot by 30 foot room and then 20 feet high.
And I figured we'd put ourselves in a corner, kind of.
Sure.
Most advantageous position is away from the door in a corner, ready to act. I'll take another scan around the room, maybe as quietly as I can, pull this sword out. I don't want to wake anyone up.
Sure. Go ahead and...
Is there a fireplace?
Is it serious? Sirius Black?
Oh god, I wish.
Smoke show.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Cool, that's probably gonna be it. No, that was it. 5. The first one was a 5, so I would have had a 6.
Looks safe.
Oh yeah, I don't feel safe anymore. No. Kind of get up and away, a little bit away from the group, 10 feet away from them, and kind of keep scanning.
Sure. You're going to hear the activity in the room from where you currently are.
I didn't hear any voice though.
You didn't hear a voice, but you hear the movement.
Yeah.
It's more,
You would hear the greatsword sliding kind of out of the sheath.
And the boots kind of walking around.
I'm in giant
in a
armor,
patrolling manner.
Yeah, okay, I will, on my next pass back, I'm going to poke my head in the door and be like,
we're all good in here. As I'm looking up and scanning around.
your mouth says one thing and your face says different things.
I heard a voice, called me by name. Could be good, could be bad. We don't really know.
Were you praying? Maybe it was your patron.
I was praying, but haven't felt them since I've been here.
Well,
did I
Ismark's passed out.
Have I ever talked to my patron before? Have I ever heard them?
One would assume so, yeah.
So yeah.
It didn't sound as if your patron was saying, my servant,
my darling child.
Have you killed anything yet? Can you vengefully do things? I'll relay that. It didn't sound like them. Not as demanding as typical.
It's very irrelevant at the moment, but Ismark is passed out.
Ha! Wonderful.
So I'm going to step back out, and let's, if you have an issue and you need to summon me, just be do a special knock on the door or something. If you need to,
I'll make the knock up. Maybe you don't make the knock up.
Right.
I'll keep it in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after they leave, I'll do I hear anything else? No. Okay, I'll slowly, continue that hum from before, that same hymn that I was singing before. Just kind of quietly. I'm really looking for something.
I know you are.
Yeah, thanks. Counting down the minutes for when I can go to sleep with nightmares.
So your watch will come to an end.
Okay.
And you guys will transition over.
Relay all the information. Like, careful if you sing songs. You'll hear voices.
Who's going outside?
Oh, do we...
I
I get-
can.
We don't. It was very uneventful out there, but the voices or the noises from outside did dissipate.
The voices.
The voice.
No, they came in here, don't worry.
But Ismark's passed out, so and I'll immediately curl into a fetal position with my blankie.
Okay.
Sleep as hard as I can.
So you guys will do what you need to do. Take your watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Who? Like?
I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay.
And
I'll
then,
stay in the room.
yeah,
Okay.
great.
So you go downstairs. Ismark is still passed out. He's now kind of in a light snore. He shifts around the chair to get more comfortable. The sword clambers to the floor. Doesn't wake him. He's passed out.
I'm gonna pick up the glass off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't like break or anything, right?
No, just.
I'm gonna smack him across the face. See if he wakes up.
Uh,
Not with the glass, with the.
I was gonna say.
With the hand.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
concuss
God.
him.
Did you warn us you
He'll
were gonna
stir.
do this?
He will stir, and you can see his eyes are bloodshot and tired. And he kind of like squints at the flickering of the candlelight, trying to adjust his
I'm gonna go
eyes.
upstairs. Go upstairs and sleep.
He will kind of like grunt a little bit, man noises, and then he will make his way upstairs.
Don't worry, I got the man.
Meanwhile, as we are inside the library, I'm going to say that Rhodes, you see something in the corner, you believe?
That's the worst.
Just don't look up. That episode title scared the shit out of me. I was like, don't look up. And I was like, oh god, that's my worst fear.
No, the one ever, yeah.
Yeah, because then... Who was it? I think Jason's character looked up. Just immediately like...
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kind of squint my eyes, see if I can
Sure.
see it any better.
So when you kind of focus and look at it a little bit more, you see that it is more or less just a kind of a coat hook or stand. It's got a cloak hanging on.
Why would we leave that there?
Was it there before?
Yeah, it would have been there.
You think?
Right.
It's
Remember.
essentially like where he would have like thrown a cloak or a robe or something.
Curse of Strahd is literally just gaslight the players.
Right? Like, everything is awful. I hate it.
We asked to get gaslit.
He pulls out a scroll of plane shift and he's like, nope, I'm done.
Goodbye.
You've been nice knowing you.
Wow. You should at least take everyone with you?
No.
Just yourself.
No.
I've made it back from the realm of I'm not allowed to make it back. So he makes his way upstairs. As you're staring at this cloak, you hear the door and quickly, draw your weapon. You'll see as he kind of staggers in. It's just me. And he staggers over and just kind of like onto the floor and goes to sleep. You good?
Don't just telling you that right now.
I'm gonna walk over and take the coat rack and put it outside.
Sits down the hallway.
So can haunt me at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, you're gonna walk upstairs and be like, oh god!
Okay.
Take the surveillance method outside.
So once that kind of goes and settles down, you go back in
Such a
and it
paranoid
gets
fuck.
quiet. You, as you're downstairs, are going to hear what sounds like boots and like a cane.
Oh, fuck that.
Boots
Like
and pants.
walking on the front porch.
I'm gonna walk into the dining room and fill this glass up.
Why would you take your eyes off the front door?
I'll be back.
Okay.
There's a subtle
It's boarded up.
Is that our
on
secret
the
note?
front door, as if the cane is tapping against the front door.
Is the coat rack in the same spot he left it?
It's at the top in the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure it didn't just animate.
Is it? It's still the middle of the night, right?
Like early morning, 3-4 in the morning. Like you're trying to get through this other half so you guys can get a long rest and not be as exhausted.
I'll walk up to the door while it's closed and ask who's there.
Who there? Who dis?
You are going to hear a very smooth voice
Nope.
No entry for you.
as he says, "All I want is Ireena. Just let me have her. Let me in," is what he'll say. You
If you
can...
ever had a voice of Niley in your head, it would be right now.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom save.
Oh God.
Am I still exhausted?
Yeah.
I want to
Your
know what's going on
exhaustion will
with
go away
Ireena.
once everybody completes the long
I'm just
rest.
making sure.
Yeah.
I want to sleep faster.
Oh, I got lucky.
I'm a drow. I only need 4
So,
hours
14.
or something.
Yeah, elves just meditate.
You
They don't.
are
True, I don't.
going to feel as if this is a friendly tone and a friendly person to you. They just have this kind of very way like, oh, finally somebody who can do something. So you're going to go for the hammer that's nearby, and you begin to sink it into the wood and start the first nail, and it clambers to the floor. You sink it into the second.
I'm guessing that makes a
You
noise.
are going to hear something going on. Yep.
Fucking coat rock.
I knew it. Goddamn Korak.
I'll carefully walk to the other side of the room and open the door and peek down.
And you're startled by the coat rack off to the side.
Fucker.
I put that there. I put that there.
And I would
off
say
the balcony.
you'd move enough to the point as she's on her third nail, you'll see her sink this hammer in, just feeling like I got to do it.
Celeste.
You-
What are you doing?
You will hear him.
There's a man here that's trying to help. I want to let him in.
What does he want?
Fourth nail.
He wants Ireena. He's gonna help her.
Board clatters to the floor.
There's more locks.
Are any of us awake yet?
No, we don't want to be.
I mean, do you want to wake up voluntarily? Or are you trying to sleep through this? You tell me.
Oh.
I'm on high alert, so I feel
Yeah,
like...
I feel like I would wake up.
Well, the two of you hear the board. Kapow, kapow, to
I
the
am
floor.
going to sprint forward.
Okay.
We're gonna leave the room. We just get scared by the coat rack.
She sinks the hammer into the next plank.
Like a cat.
Try and body check the planks into the door.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna
do
body
so.
check Celeste because that's what I'm about to do.
So you clamber into the door. Okay.
Like,
Bracing it.
what the hell?
And I guess I would have suited up in armor.
Sure.
I
So,
slept in mine.
Metal plates
Yeah,
against
chain.
the door.
And anybody who was still sleeping is no longer sleeping.
I wake up and
Stay here.
my immediate look is over towards Ireena to see, like, what is she doing? Is she having a reaction or anything like that?
She is still sleeping, but she begins to say,
Is her neck glowing or something?
Glowing.
I don't know what happens.
Is anyone glowing
it's not,
right now?
but she's going to be like, just a moment, is what you hear her kind of whisper in her sleep.
I would sit kind of almost straight up zombie,
Okay. Oh.
like coming straight to alertness and just being like, that sounded like wood hitting the floor.
Yeah. And you hear kalam as he's with
That
his
sounded
full
like a
armor.
person hitting the door.
Right.
And Rhodes will yell out, "Be gone!"
Okay. And then once you do that, you feel this effect kind of wear off as there's this kind of sound on the other side of the door.
I would run down there still.
Peek through the cracks.
And there's no one out there.
So he sounded very convincing.
I wish I would have done it more quietly.
You come running down and you can see that literally one of the planks has been pulled off. There's nails that are on the
Literally.
floor. She's holding a hammer in hand. They're having a conversation.
What happened?
The Counts was here.
He asked for Ireena.
You heard his voice.
Yeah.
What did it sound like?
A man's voice.
Super sexy like
Man voice. I'll come staggering to the edge of the balcony,
Can you be a
rubbing my
little more
eyes.
descriptive?
It sounded like a man's voice.
Is she able to repeat the voice
You
kind of
look like a man.
No, not to what she describes it as.
I see.
What makes this person so
It's
special?
very smooth and upstanding.
Convincing.
Persuasive.
Persuasive.
Yeah, my name didn't sound very persuasive when he said it.
Sure it was him.
He's gone now.
No, I'm not sure it was
Exactly.
him. I don't know.
He will be gone. Go ahead.
Put the board up, start trying to nail it back in.
Sure.
Help.
Because
Sure.
my dumbass pulled it out.
Sure.
I will. What? I'm trying to. Why is Ireena so like enticing to this guy? Like, does she have?
We didn't get to ask him. He left. But
Does she? Is she like extraordinarily beautiful, or
She
like?
is. She is a very attractive lady. Yes.
She's also like a noble, sort of, isn't she?
Well, she's
Mayor's daughter.
by title, yeah.
But I don't think he would care about that.
Yeah, I don't. He has whatever power he needs.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Unless he wanted the people with him. But when you can just, like, probably murder everyone, what's the point?
And you just walked right up and started removing boards.
Are you outside? You're all
Celeste?
downstairs,
Well,
correct?
no.
I was at the top of the balcony.
Okay, then you will hear. Away with you! Come from the library.
Ismark!
Sprint back.
Yep.
You left him alone upstairs.
I
I'm
said
up here.
stay there!
So
I'm
you
up
rush
here.
back in, and when you do, he just like jumps out of his sleep because he's like drunk, and then just back in.
Oh my god.
I'm going back to bed.
Okay.
Doesn't
Do I-
matter anymore.
Should I then assume like he's got some kind of weird connection with him, like he can sense him more?
I think
Because he was
No,
talking
I think
through
he's
the door.
I think he's just he's definitely just drunk for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Like mortal enemy, like I'll best you type of thing.
I mean, you're getting the vibe that even though they're like half siblings, he still cares for her. It's not like he doesn't. Like you guys were kind of thinking he's got some sort of thing. He really doesn't. He wants to be better than Ismark the Lesser, essentially. And he's trying to protect her.
himself. I think
We're
a
gonna get you to
paladin can
average
like
Ismark.
feel like that. Okay. Yeah, I think Kylie. Yeah, is that Niley is tired.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
are you?
My friend's fiance's name is Kylie. Okay. I think Niley's just tired, so she's just once there's no threat
I think
imminent,
at this point it'll settle down. You guys will be able to get a long rest.
right
in.
back to bed.
So you guys can go ahead and give yourself a long rest at this point. Morning will come, and then basically as Mark wakes up. So, did I miss anything?
Ismark, you don't drink during a watch.
The
I
count
did.
came for your sister. And then
At the front door.
He's getting older. That's what I'll say.
And he fell asleep.
He wouldn't have gotten here.
Ireena,
because of some boards.
did you notice any?
Well, yes, is what he says, jokingly or not. You're not sure.
Insane.
I have got to go acquire a new wagon and horses. That's what you'll say. I should be back before midday. If I have not returned before midday, good luck, is what he'll say.
I got a 19 to inside him.
Now he's being
He
himself.
thinks the boards are.
Yeah, legit. He feels like it's held this far.
I mean, kind of has. Ireena, did you have any interesting dreams or things going on last night? Asking for a friend.
Oh, I already took it because I knew.
Asking for a friend. He says, or she says, I kept dreaming of a dark, raven-haired, handsome fellow, is what she says.
Maybe don't walk towards him.
He's very convincing and
Something no.
sweet, is what she
She
says.
said no.
He keeps wanting to come into the mansion, but my brothers instructed me not to let him.
That's wise. That's wise.
Is a vampire, love.
A what?
A what?
I say it
vampire.
out loud.
She seems like fuzzy and confused on that.
So am I.
Would we have heard of them?
What, vampires?
No.
Go give me a history check.
Okay.
I don't
15,
think I
15
would've.
or better, you would have heard.
My background is haunted one. And like
You know, yes,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. What do you have?
Or
the whole
shaman.
theme is like hunt, like monster.
I
hunter
definitely
pack.
don't know. I'm like innocent.
Okay.
What is a vampire?
Vampires are undead.
Hmm.
That
But he looked very much alive, is what she says.
they're not liches. They're not themselves undead. I think they. I actually don't know a good description of vampires. They are cunning, powerful people who bite victims and turn them into their minions and spread their sickness.
Oh,
Does it
thank
sound
goodness I
good?
haven't been bitten, is what she'll say.
Does she So she doesn't remember that.
No, she believes it.
Pointed out.
Nope.
I'm going to reach in my pack and I'm going to take out a wooden stake.
Steak.
And I'm going to hand it to her and say, you should keep this with you.
Alright, that's what she'll say.
Or I can nickname you Buffy.
If he
I
ever
need to go
appears
for-
in front of you, drive this stake into him. Might be your only hope.
She looks a little like weary, but says, okay.
He's
I
into it.
have to go prepare for my brother's return, gathering some things is what she'll say, and she's going to make her way to her room.
Someone with her.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry. Your room is here for now.
Let us know what you need and we will try to gather it for you.
Yes.
My belongings, what she'll say. I have a pack. It needs to be packed with some clothes and some traveling gear is what she says. She gives like a list of stuff that you can find in her room.
Oh, it's best if you stay here. We'll go and collect it for you. Safety is what matters now.
Alright. She seems confused but doesn't argue.
Full, like, paladin voice in motion. Okay, and then...
There is a box in the closet is what she'll say. It's long. It contains my father's weapon. I'd like to take it with me.
Okay. Who's going with me?
I'll go.
Okay. You two stay. We go. Cool.
Okay.
And then we'll go to where I'm assuming
She's like already started half packing. Like you can see the
Yeah.
there was things that she has kind of laid out. You'll easily be able to find everything. You will find this long box that she had said.
Is it locked?
There's a latch on it, but it's not locked.
I would like to open it.
It's a long sword, a very pretty long sword, by the way.
I want to know if it's like there's something about it that makes it like different than like a typical longsword.
And how would you go about doing that?
I would say it'd be a investigation or
You can certainly try.
okay.
She doesn't have nearly enough underpants. Let's get 5 more pairs.
15.
We're gonna be gone for 2 days.
More socks as well. She'll
Yes.
always need more socks.
Yes.
That's when you know you've reached adulthood, when you pack more
100.
socks and underwear than everything else.
Yep. Gotta pick 100 of them just in
Yeah.
case.
Oh, let's see.
And also a big hat.
Yes, she will need to be able to block the sun. Ha 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 ha. You get it? Because there's no sun. Yeah.
It's the plane of shadows, yes.
Yeah.
There's like no sun, or it's just like so dreary that you don't ever see it.
That's more like that.
Okay.
I'm assuming there has to be a sun. Or we would be like frozen over.
I've never
And
seen
we're
it.
back. So the sword is very pretty. Not only do you see that, but kind of in the floor of the closet where she said retrieve the sword is a set of, or a breastplate. Beautiful looking breastplate.
Grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Decorated in this beautiful red kind of steel and shiny kind of silver.
Are there any kind of historical or like significant emblems or writing on either one?
Doesn't appear to be.
Can I make an Arcana check for this?
You can certainly try.
Yeah. 15.
It's pretty. It's very pretty.
Alright, yeah, let's grab that too.
Okay.
Because I like it.
So you'll gather all the things. You'll bring them back in.
Trudge with them. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do?
Do I know any basic things that can be done with the supplies that I have to ward a space against vampires? I have holy water
I would say that
and wooden
yeah.
stakes.
I would say you have those tools that you kind of know how they operate and how they would work against creatures, vampires.
Okay.
Sure.
We're gonna be here for another night.
Hopefully by at least midday he's supposed to return with a wagon and a horse to take you guys.
Okay.
If you're going to go and help him, that's still up
Yes.
to you. I wasn't confirmed.
I feel like,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
For now, I'm just going to I'm going to just in the entryway just empty a vial of holy water just on the ground, just
Okay.
letting the ground in front of the
Okay.
door.
Gotcha. As you guys are waiting, I'm assuming you're also going to hear that there's still activity outside the town. Occasional screams, sounds of zombies roving around.
Standard stuff.
Working
White noise.
Potentially.
Oh God.
I feel like we should have sent somebody with him.
I thought about it.
I would also like to go through the books in the library and see if there's anything in there about Strahd himself or about vampires.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an investigation.
Can I help him look?
Sure.
Oh wait, no, I went to pack. Never mind.
Is our exhaustion?
Your exhaustion
yes.
point is gone because you guys completed a rest.
11.
Mostly works of fiction. Some books of religion that are in there, but nothing that really stands out and jumps out of what you're looking for.
Okay.
As you guys gather all the gear and things, you return back.
I'm checking for bite marks
On yourself.
on him.
On.
Oh, I thought he came back. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
guys
check
return.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, also that.
Yeah, no bite marks currently.
I feel like I'm just covered up with armor, so there's only a few places it could be.
So,
I mean, if you can do it without
returning with the
remembering-
gear, she says, "Before I leave, we must bury my father, putting him to rest." That's what she says.
Can we bury him out back?
At the church where he needs to be properly done, is what she says.
The two of us are clerics. Could we perform the rites here? Would you be?
He has a grave. He needs to be buried in the cemetery. You can perform the rites as long as he's within the cemetery of the church at the hill, is what she says.
Does anybody
We
have a
should
charm spell?
We should definitely, at the very least, perform a funeral rite. That way he...
Yes, but if she's insisting, it has to be at the church, which is overrun probably by monsters. He might become chum for them.
Are you aware that the townsfolk say that something bad has happened at the church recently?
I am, that's what she says, and that's why we haven't taken him sooner, is what she'll say. I was hoping by now it would have calmed down.
I'm gonna do a social study on her and mention the bite marks on her neck to her. What's on your neck?
Where, is what she says.
Right
She
about here.
quickly moves to some sort of reflective surface or mirror, and she begins to have another panic attack when she sees it.
I'll do the calming thing. Try to calm her down.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a 17 to calm her down.
Works better this time.
I'm getting better at it.
you're so good at it. Your presence is just beautiful.
Been practicing.
And I'll kind of let you in on my plan. Like, I wanna see how long this reset is for. Is she gonna forget in an hour? Is she gonna forget in a minute? Is she gonna forget overnight?
Yeah.
Why is she forgetting?
I don't know.
Could be anything. Could be
She's-
trauma response.
It could be part of the
But
thing.
why don't we just, like, bury her father and she'll forget it and we just tell him what we buried
I don't
him.
think she's forgetting everything, just the bite marks.
Even the brother seemed to not comprehend the curse when it was mentioned.
Like it's something that has been implanted in their brain or something to like not think about it almost. Like out of sight, out of mind kind of
Ireena,
thing.
do you remember when we got here?
Yes, last night is what she says. I opened the door for you and my brother.
What happened the day before? Before we got here.
I watched my father making sure that nothing happened as my brother told me to do so, as he was going to get a wagon and bring it back so we could leave for Vallaki. It was my father's dying wish to see that I was taken there and protected, is what she says.
How many days has the father been dead?
Like several.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 4 or 5.
It's got to be pretty bad in here right now.
It's starting to get there.
They have
she's
flowers in the room. So.
Right, to try to, make the aroma a little...
I say we bury him out back and we can move him later.
That is awful, is what she says.
The
He
church
must be buried at the church.
It's not an option. It's a 0 option.
Everyone could die just getting to the church.
We
Then
can
no one would be buried.
We can
Well,
either
then-
bury him out back or leave him in the room he's
Then
in
we
now.
can wait to go until he is buried.
The longer we stay here, the more unsafe you become. He almost got in last night.
Do I know in character about how long it takes to actually dig a grave? I would think like several hours.
Sure.
It's not exactly a quick process, and there's
Unless the
monsters
grave
out
is
there
already
too,
dug.
which it sounds like at the church it is, although that's not any consolation.
Yeah.
We,
Is
It's
it
not
a
like we
tomb?
can just toss them in and run.
Is it a tomb or is it a grave? At the church, with his place or whatever.
It is a grave. The
can
moment we were going to take him there is when all this started, is what she says.
is there a spire we can look towards the church from here?
I mean, you can go to the front guest room and see the church, is what she says.
Come on, Niley, let's take a look at the church from a distance.
Unmovable. Just,
I don't wanna.
yeah, I'll go.
I'm not as brave as you. I need your help, but I have an idea.
Okay, what?
We're just gonna look out the window. Cautiously.
Last time I looked out the window, I got grabbed.
I'll make sure that I'm ready to rock.
Okay. Okay.
I will trying to do one of these look, hold my neck back.
So you guys look out the window and you
Second
can
floor
see in the distance the church. It is kind of foggy. You can see the silhouette of it. It's on the top of a hill, the north side of town.
Definitely looks terrifying.
Yeah.
There are silhouettes kind of meandering about in the streets in different ways, and even some up by the church.
Okay.
Do you think it's worth going and
What if we
scouting?
perform the rites here? Maybe she doesn't have to see her father buried. Maybe we just say we're gonna do it. We go bury him real quick. We don't even have to throw the dirt over the grave. Just put him in and run.
At the
Old
church?
stash him in the hole and run.
Hate to see it.
I hate to see it too, but
You're not even gonna make it to the church.
we perform the rites here. We've done that. We can do that. And then all that's left to do is bury him at the church, right?
This is a mansion. Are there catacombs or any kind of underneathy?
That's a cellar.
I don't like that.
Mm-mm. Is it worth? I feel like if we're gonna lie to her,
I don't want to lie. I just want to just not throw the dirt over him because that takes time.
Mold earth. No, I'm just kidding. Done.
Earth Genasi.
Rhodes is not a particularly traditional cleric, but he's bothered by what you're suggesting.
Yeah, Niley's bothered by what she's suggesting.
Sure
Why don't
sounds
we
like
offer
it.
her a cremation type option, and then we can play it as now we can guarantee that your father will not come back from the dead, will not turn into one of these creatures. Maybe it's for the best anyway. If we could just stick him out back with some wood and light it on fire.
A pyre ceremony. Even
Oh,
though we're gonna
Throw him and then just throw a match.
Just makes me think in all these gothic horror genres, if they were just a little more open-minded about cremation.
You can watch it
Could
in the
solve a lot
safety
of
of the house.
right.
We can talk to her. Maybe her brother will help us. Talk her into that option.
She can watch it from the safety of the house.
Yeah.
In a window and
Funeral rites performed. Body put to rest. Soul put to rest. There's no chance it could come back and bite us, literally.
Valiant warriors of the north have this tradition.
Is there any boats and water nearby?
There's a lake.
Is there a boat?
That'd be lit.
I'm sure a lake
It
has
would
the
get
boat.
lit.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. So do you think we can convince her to? I mean, I don't want y'all to take this wrong way, but she kind of seems like a pushover.
Have I begun to notice her personality type matches Rhodes a little bit. Like, I figure, like, we've all kind of been on odd jobs maybe with each other once or twice, like, familiar. So, like, but I know that she's just as stubborn as Rhodes is.
Oh, easily, yes.
I don't know, could you convince Rhodes to do something he didn't want to do?
I have different methods of convincing Rose than I do of convincing Ireena, I think.
Yeah, that's true. We could still put that one on the table, though.
I think
I don't
this
know
is
if I
a
have as
good
many
time
skills.
for us to stop and end this portion of
I'm
our
talking about
Curse of
prayer. What are you guys
Strahd,
talking about?
while they figure out over the next hour after we're off the air what they're going to do. Thank you for tuning in, watching. Stay with us as we continue this venture.
Yay! Bye, Boat Dusty!
Bo Dusty.